Hello, listeners. I'm Timstradamus, and welcome back to the first episode of the new year.
Welcome.
Joining me, as always, is my talented and beautiful co-hostess, Voyse.
Good morning, Timstradamus, and welcome to all of our listeners. I can't believe how fast the year has flown by, and now we're in 2025. Ready to get right into these Am I Overreacting stories?
I'm excited.
Perfect. Before we get into the stories, I have a shout out to make. Welcome to our newest brewmaster daddy, Savannah Riggs.
Welcome to the next tier, Daddy.
Yeah, Savannah Riggs has been around for a hot minute. Thank you so much for the love.
Feet pics are in the mailbox. Joking. But you have been around for a long time, and we appreciate your support.
Yes, thank you. Well, Timstradamus, are you ready to get right into the first story of the year?
Let's go.
All right. For our first story, am I overreacting to an old coworker sending this nasty message after not saying hi to them? So for this first story, there's not really any background context. All we have are just the text messages, but I need my partner to go ahead and read the other side for me.
Okay. Which part am I reading?
You're going to read the gray part.
Is that the OP or is this the
That's the coworker.
jerk? Okay.
I'm going to be the OP.
Gotcha. It was so great seeing you yesterday, even though you didn't have the balls to acknowledge me after you ghosted everyone when you left. But hey, since you decided you're better than everyone else and haven't talked, I wanted to let you know Mr. S, we'll go with that, passed away this Friday. You remember him, right? The man who got you gifts every Halloween and Christmas and was excited to see us when he had to do a month of radiation? Or how about H and J? You have to remember them. We made t-shirts for them for the bladder walk to say Team H and went to their house afterwards. Oh wait, you probably don't remember them because if you did, you would know that his cancer is worsening and has to be in a clinical trial in blank to help slow it down. But hey, great to see you. I have totally missed hanging out with a piss poor excuse of a person.
Wow. Your message was the perfect reminder of why I walked away and never looked back. The audacity you have to unload all that bitterness on me is staggering. But honestly, it's not surprising. It's just you being you. Let's get a few things straight. I don't owe you anything. Not a conversation, not acknowledgement, and not an explanation. You're projecting your insecurities and misery on me, and it's pathetic. Instead of owning up to your own toxic behavior, you're pointing fingers and throwing a tantrum because I dare to prioritize my peace over keeping up with your drama. As for Mr. S and H, I care about them and their struggles, but shame on you for weaponizing their hardships just to take cheap shots at me. It's disgusting and speaks volume about your character or lack thereof. During the bladder cancer walk you brought up, my boyfriend and I actually stayed to walk with H. We pushed him in his wheelchair through a snowstorm while you went home because you couldn't bother to freeze a little for the patients you now claim to care so much about. How about the part where you didn't donate at all for his fundraising? And let's not even start on how you were hostile towards my boyfriend and wished death upon other patients. Yet here you are acting like you're some beacon of compassion and morality. Disgusting. So let me say this as clearly as possible. I left because of people like you. And your message, it just cemented the fact that I made the right choice. Reflect on that and maybe work on being less of a bitter, self-absorbed bitch. Best of luck with whatever mess you've got going on. Just keep me out of it. But hey, great seeing you too.
Happy 2025.
Starting it with a bang.
So, what was the title of this?
Am I overreacting to an old coworker sending this nasty message after not saying hi to them?
Okay, so old coworker meaning she had already left this company, and by the text, it sounds like they are already moved on.
Correct. Well, except for apparently the old coworker.
Yeah. Which they sound terrible. Don't throw rocks in glass houses, I guess. I would say the OP is not overreacting. If someone's going to come at you at 100 because you didn't say hi, it sounds like that they were trying to avoid you on purpose. And that hurts your feelings. You're allowed to have your feelings, but just be prepared. Other people are allowed to have theirs too. I do feel bad for the situation. Obviously, we're talking about old coworkers that have been fighting through cancer. So that's terrible. But I don't think that they were ignoring the coworkers that had cancer and going through things. They were ignoring singularly this person.
Correct.
Okay.
The fact that this person would try and weaponize that is baffling.
Yeah, like you're not talking to all of us. No, they were just not talking to you. So fuck around and find out.
Well, the consensus on Reddit is our OP's not overreacting. For Redditors, OP dished out some hard facts regarding their behavior. Other Redditors said that they would never even take the time to acknowledge such individuals as they're not even worth it. This had an interesting topic come up in the comments section regarding recognizing previous coworkers, or more specifically, not being able to instantly recognize previous coworkers. This is actually something that even I struggle with. When you see someone in public and you feel you might recognize them, but you can't really place them, so you kind of keep it to yourself because why say something that might embarrass you? Another perspective came from a Redditor who said that they're actually partially blind, and there are people and have been people who took them not recognizing them as him being on a high horse. And I found that to be very interesting. For me, there are certain instances where I haven't seen someone in a few years, and because you haven't seen them or talked to them, you meet a bunch of other people. It's sort of, in one memory socket and out the other. I don't think anybody should be made to feel guilty because you can't remember somebody that you've spoken to a handful of times. And rather than go up, I'm assuming here in this situation, at least for me, rather than this person go up to our OP and say hi first and say, how you doing? We miss you at work. To just come off at 100 in a text just shows what kind of person they are. Apparently, our OP's feelings were founded to ignore them. I just found it interesting that there are a lot of individuals out there who have a hard time recognizing old coworkers or old friends they haven't seen in a very long time.
Thou doth project too much is what happened here.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
And my incident happened long ago. I was in an adult store.
Oh.
Yeah. With a partner. And one of my friends walked in with his partner. We pretended not to see each other.
It wasn't with this partner. And that sounds really funny and awkward.
It was. We text each other afterwards like, hey, was that you? Like, yeah, that was me.
Oh, funny. Our most recent one was when we were walking to the grocery store. And remember I told you, I think that woman that we passed by, I think I recognize her. And that's why she kept looking at me. But I wasn't sure. And I think even she wasn't sure. But we were trying to place each other. And then later on, I thought maybe she might be an old coworker that I had.
Yeah, but that happens all the time. I just would wonder why people get upset that someone don't take it as a slight to you. Understand that most people are either shy or socially awkward penguins in the middle of a public area, and that maybe, just maybe, not everything revolves around you in that moment.
That's very true. Well, this person definitely understood now that it's really not about them, and they should not be using other people's misfortunes as a reason to one-up another. Well, let's go on to our next story and see what you think about a word search. Am I overreacting? I broke up with my boyfriend over a word search. This happened a few days ago, and I'm still reeling and just want advice. Throwaway since he knows my account. For context, my boyfriend, 31 male, and I, 28 female, have been together for 2 years. For my birthday in October, he got me a word search book, which only has one word in the entire book, like, where's Wally? But for the word fox. I've been spending time each night going through each page carefully as I like difficult puzzles, and really was excited to find it. After watching me do this for 2 months, he admitted that he cut out the page with the fox on it and has basically been watching me waste my time on this book that he ruined for me. I told him if he was happy to hide that from me for so long, I can't trust him and we are done. It might sound silly, but I was really excited about solving the puzzle. He keeps texting me it was just a joke and he thought I was enjoying myself, but I am struggling to get over it. Am I overreacting?
So, ROP wants to break up with her boyfriend of how many years?
2 years.
2 years. 28, 31. And it's because they were given... I've never heard of a puzzle book quite like this, where there's many pages and you're searching for one word?
Yes. So apparently this is a fox book and you can easily find it on Amazon because I found it as well.
Okay.
And it just has variations of the word fox, but inside of all of this, there's only one place that it actually has the word fox, F-O-X, in that order. Otherwise, you're dealing with O-X-F or X-O-F or all the other fun renditions. But in this book of seriously, it has to at least be 50 pages.
Yeah. I'm visualizing it and going, okay, that sounds terrifying, by the way, and not fun in any direction for me. But I know that's something that you would definitely enjoy.
Oh, hands down, yes.
But that would only be if there was actually something to get and find. If you don't have the thing that you're aiming for being in that book, what's the point? To keep a gift going? I'm not certain what he was thinking on that. And the worst part is he goes, it was just a joke. So he knew from the start that this wasn't to elongate and make her experience better. Because then if you were to say, hey, look, I took it out because I knew you were going to figure it out in 2 seconds. Even then I say that's wrong, but I would at least be able to understand it from that frame if he said it was to make your experience better. But he said it was a joke, so he knew it would make it worse. That's how I read that type of situation.
That's very true.
You know, I can only pull from one time I got you a Da Vinci lock and I set the code and I was so excited for you to like spend, I guess, that Christmas morning putzing around figuring out this code to unlock the device.
Every once in a while, I'll put it in our background too.
You were ecstatic once you got it. I was happy. I went to the backyard. I started getting wood into the fire pit because I
gave me one clue.
And as I light the wood, I'm going to sit down. And the second I sit, all I hear from inside the house, I got it. You had spent, I don't know, 5 minutes on it. And I can get wanting to give someone something and have them be challenged, right? That's what I wanted for you. But I was just as equally as happy to see you succeed. It tore me to see how quickly you solve things. But
if anything, it actually made me happier that I solved it so quickly because your clue was made for me. It was me knowing you just as much as you know me and figuring it out just like that. That's how I viewed that puzzle.
It killed me still. But I don't get why you would cut the page out. There's no good excuse for that. You guys have been together for 2 years. You're both basically almost into your 30s now. There should be understanding and trust. And all that now is telling your partner is she might not be able to trust you. Because if I can't trust you with the fun stuff, how can I trust you with serious things?
For me, it's the length of time. It's 2 months where
I didn't realize it was 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months where OP's boyfriend watched them struggle with this. This wasn't just a like the morning of and then be like, I just pranked you, but here's another book that's similar to it that you can enjoy. You know, that for me would be a real joke.
That's a giant red flag. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize we were talking about he watched you putz around for 2 months. So in my viewpoint, OP would definitely not be overreacting. If you want to keep the relationship, this is obviously something you two need to go and like work through. Because that definitely will start the whole I can't trust you situation going on. 2 months is too long. I can understand just like you. Maybe if it's the morning of, or maybe if you let it go on for like a day. But you gave it to her knowing that you did those things. That's where my stop goes, is it was made to hurt. You're saying it's for fun. That's not fun.
The consensus on Reddit is our OP is not overreacting. For many, this ex was not just toxic, but crazy on some form of control that they wanted. To let OP sit for 2 months watching them do something that they knew couldn't be done was baffling. In fact, many Redditors came out with experiences of their own with similar pranks. One Redditor said that her boyfriend kept planting random keys around the house, then asking them where it came from. Other Redditors shared stories they'd heard, such as a husband who put poison in the water containers of his wife's plants because he'd find it funny to watch her despair as her plants died.
What?
Oh, there's also another one of a husband/boyfriend who found it funny to prank his girlfriend by changing her locks on her phone and car that made her late for even her first day at work, even for a date that they had. And then he gaslit her for her being late. This apparently went on for months, and the guy even roped in a friend. In the end, I think relationships like these aren't worth keeping. I love a good prank or joke, but this goes beyond it, and it's not funny.
There's some severe relationships out there.
It was wild to hear people's accounts between either things that they've heard of or experiences that they've had.
I'm so shocked that this is a thing that people have to walk through with people. I would be so disheartened. I don't know. You and I love pranks.
Oh, definitely.
We love that. We love doing it with our son. It's great. It's a good way to connect, but to do it at the detriment of someone.
You also have to be selective with your pranks when it comes to people.
Yeah.
Just because something is funny for one person doesn't mean it's funny for another. You know, I enjoy a good prank with one of my colleagues who every time I go into the office, I'll sneak in and I'll go, hey, and she'll jump. It's been our like fun little thing. I've been straight up with saying, hey, if this really bothers you, please tell me to stop and I will. And she's been straight up with saying, no, it's fun. It's a thing that you and I do. But I realize that there are a lot of people who get that little jump scare and they don't like it.
Yeah.
They actually get very angry. Knowing who your audience is when you do a joke or do a prank is extremely important. And to have your loved one question your integrity, oof, that's rough.
Integrity is very important within a relationship.
Well, let's go on to our next story and see what you think about this interesting situation. Am I overreacting for getting upset at my girlfriend? It's been a few hours since this, and I've still not messaged her. I don't know what to do anymore. Like, should I try discussing it with her again, or just brush it off and pretend it didn't happen? I don't usually get angry, but I felt like this was too much. Or maybe I should have handled it better. I don't know if I'm just making up excuses, honestly. Now, to get more context, you and I are going to have to play our role-playing text game. So why don't you go ahead and whip out your phone so that you can read the other side.
So which one am I reading?
You are reading the pink. You are going to be OP in this instance.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I was at the funeral.
How was I supposed to know that?
I never said you were.
You usually tell me where you'll be in advance.
I was just stressed. It's my Gramps' funeral, you know? I told you about it a few days ago. And I told you about what happened to him, so...
Yeah, but you usually tell me in advance, whatever happens.
Okay, I just couldn't now. Why is it such a big deal? I literally just came from a funeral.
It's not a big deal, I'm just saying.
Literally what? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go rest. It's been a long day.
What? You know I care about you.
Right now I don't feel like you do, honestly. But maybe I'm just stressed after the whole thing today.
You don't feel like I care about you? Fuck you, honestly. I try so much for you.
What the fuck? I can't do this right now. After a funeral? Really?
Yes, because what you said hurt me. You can't just keep blaming me.
I never blamed you. I just said how I felt. Why are you immediately getting angry? Could have just asked me why I feel that way. But like I literally said here, maybe I'm just stressed and it's not you.
Okay, then why do you feel that way?
I'd rather not talk about it now. You're clearly upset and I'm stressed.
Of course you don't want to talk about it, now that I fucking asked.
Why do you think I don't feel like you care about me? Holy shit. I was literally at a funeral of someone dear to me and I've barely slept the whole day. Why do you have to do this to me right now? If you're hurt by what I said, can't it wait for tomorrow when I'm not so fucked up?
You're fucked up? How do you think I feel? You make me feel like a shitty girlfriend.
Well, I don't fucking know. Maybe think about what you're doing instead of blaming me for reacting. Just don't message me today.
If I'm so terrible, why don't you just break up with me? You don't deserve that if I really am being terrible.
Stop messaging me. What the fuck?
Seriously? Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
What you said was messed up. I don't even know what to say to you anymore.
Okay, sorry.
Like I would have had no problem discussing it had it been any other day.
Okay, sorry.
Can you not do that? I'm trying to explain.
What am I doing exactly?
You know what you're doing. You do that every time I try to talk.
I'm just apologizing.
No, you're definitely not.
Okay, sorry.
You're brushing me off.
Okay, sorry.
So the context here is that ROP is coming back from a funeral of his grandfather's. And OP's girlfriend seems to have a problem with him because she believes she was never told about a funeral.
Correct.
But she was.
That's what he says.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm following along with what we're reading. So is there more? This can't be the end of it.
It's not, but go ahead and see if you can give our OP some advice. Is he overreacting, getting upset at his girlfriend, essentially talking to him this way while he's experiencing losing someone and at a funeral?
There's a time and place for everything. We are allowed our feelings. If she truly felt that she wasn't told about this funeral, hey, that might sting a little bit, especially if it's your boyfriend going through something. But you could have talked to him afterwards, even just the day after, not the day of. There's a lot of emotions going on. The last thing you need to do is gaslight someone like this on such a occasion. It doesn't sound like there's much compassion or empathy at all. And the fact that she can't put herself in other people's shoes for just 1 second. Because if you had, all you have to do is ask yourself, would I like someone talking to me like this while I'm going to a funeral?
And dealing with a lot of grief.
The answer is very clear. So I don't think he's overreacting. I don't think he's reacting enough. You need to put down clear boundaries with these type of people in your life. You said there might be more. I'm interested to see where this goes, or how this type of person is able to not take accountability, because it sounds like they're really good at making sure they don't take accountability for anything that goes on.
Well, the consensus on Reddit is our OP's not overreacting. For Redditors, they said it sounds like OP's girlfriend doesn't really want to be with them and definitely doesn't respect them. I have to agree. Someone is dealing with a great loss, and in the end, you try and make it about you. I have to call out individuals that do this in relationships personally. I've experienced this before you and I got together, of course, where you have someone that's constantly trying to flip things on you, and it makes you feel as if, one, your feelings aren't valid, and two, what you have to say, feel, and think doesn't matter because you didn't abide by whatever rules or kind of weird sort of shifting boundaries they have, because it's not just something that's clear set. In my mind, I can't imagine that if our OP hasn't been with his girlfriend and has had the loss of his grandfather a couple days before, that she wouldn't be aware of everything that was going on. It sounds like, for me, this girlfriend is very self-absorbed, and she wanted to be reminded even just a couple hours before, because for her, it's not about other people. It's about her convenience, not the convenience of others. And I personally do not like individuals like that. Now, there is an update and there are more texts for you to read, but there's some background context first.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and read that update. Our OP says, "Am I overreacting? Snapping at my girlfriend after funeral so she got Tinder? So I'd like to wholeheartedly apologize to everyone who just plainly said to break up. I wanted to ignore those comments for genuine feedback to try to salvage the relationship. I hope this is my last time here, and thank you for people who offered me advice and harsh reality and the condolences. But I believe this was necessary to happen for me to understand what I'm doing. I did try communication yesterday, as many suggested, but it spiraled. Question: does Tinder really not need verification? Now, I really don't feel like I have to ask if I'm overreacting here. I don't think I am. But is there any way this could actually be excused? I want to have a peaceful part of my mind to think that maybe she did actually care about us. I do want to break up. That much is clear to me now. I just don't know how to go about it. This was my first relationship, and it's been over 2 years. I don't know what I'm trying to achieve here, but I guess I'm just hoping that maybe this in some way can be understood because of the alcohol, and that maybe deep down she didn't mean it. Maybe I stressed her out yesterday and she got drunk, and I don't know. We had this thing before where she kissed a guy, but she said it wasn't consensual on her part, so I didn't hold that against her. But it happened 3 times, I think. Does that happen often? I genuinely want to know, and I'm sorry if it does. I'm just questioning a lot of things right now. Also, I'm not sure how the age stuff spiraled, but we're both in our 20s. Although she is older, I don't want it to come off the wrong way. And as previously, you're the pink, which makes you the OP.
There is 11 screenshots. Saga.
We're going to understand the context of this.
All right. And you said I'm the pink?
Yes.
All right. Are you free?
I'm at work. What?
Oh, my bad. Sorry. We can talk later or tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be very free tomorrow because of the traveling back home, but I'll see.
Talk about what? Well, you're talking to me now.
Yes, but I meant call and actually talk. I think that's a better idea. About earlier.
Well, I'm busy. Shrugging emoji.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said maybe tomorrow, if I'm free.
If you're free, lol.
Yeah. I have to travel back to my city? My gramps lived in a village. That's where I am for the funeral.
Sure.
Huh?
Done with work. Going to blank.
That's good. Think you can call for a bit?
Not really. Why?
To talk, since I'm not sure if we'll see each other this week.
No, I'm going to my mom's until New Year's.
Yeah, you've told me about that, so should we just discuss it later? But I feel like things might be on the edge with us until we discuss it. Not sure if that's how we should spend New Year's. LOL.
You're literally talking to me right now, but sure, I can't do this right now. I'm going out with blank and 2 of her friends, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I just thought maybe talking outside of messages would be better, but that's okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Have fun.
OP. We made a profile with my friends to scam people on a dating app. It's so embarrassing. I didn't even want to make it. Like I felt guilty about it, but I wanted you to know. I really want to delete it. OP, can you call me? I told them it wasn't a good idea. Like, what if someone finds me on there? Okay, I deleted it. We talked to some people, but like, it was mostly someone else talking to them. It's not even that bad. At least from what I did, I think. I just wanted to come clear in case someone finds me there and tells you or something. You can get mad at me if you want. Like, I didn't do anything. I really do feel bad though. I don't know why I'm even so anxious. I'm just spamming now. I'm so stupid. I'm sorry. I love you. I should have said no in the first place. You can hate me if you want. Why aren't you answering? Gonna self-delete. Maybe I'm drunk. I mean, I would have told you about it anyways, but like, I feel so bad. I don't know why she did it. You can hate me. I'm sorry. I love you.
I just got home.
Oh, hi. It was a few hours ago, I promise. Deleted everything.
I don't know what to say to this, honestly.
I didn't mean to. It was mostly my friend.
Yeah, but you had to verify that, no?
No, she just used my pics.
Why though? LOL. Do your friends not know about me or something?
Obviously they do. You've met blank. Do you want a break from me? We can take a break.
What app was it?
It was just Tinder. Why? I deleted it. It's not there.
This is a mess. Was there more?
There was no more aside from that.
Okay. It sounds like these two are, they said they're in their 20s. For him though, this is his very first relationship. Been going on for 2 years and he's ready to go ahead and move on. He didn't initially start this with the idea of breaking up, but now through, I guess, Reddit, he's gotten a different perspective and an understanding that maybe he doesn't want this type of relationship going forward.
Especially now after the second thing happened.
You've broken the trust. It's hard for anyone to learn how to retrust somebody. It can happen. It does happen. But for a lot of people who aren't good at communication and they're very
selfish,
yeah, it's unachievable. And for him, not only do we have the prospect of not caring at all or showing any type of empathy towards a tough situation such as a funeral, you have on the back end now someone, again, whether or not they cheated, that's up for debate. She seems to think that a couple kisses don't mean anything.
As long as she claims it's non-consensual, which apparently happened 3 times. I'm sorry, but I suspect that hard.
Yeah, that's
in
a
my
hard
front.
That's a hard pill to swallow, but hey, I'm not her. It might have happened.
It could have happened, yes.
But then you have the creation of this profile. If the friends were a part of this, the friends don't respect him. Because she says, yeah, of course they know you. To his question, I have never been around a group of friends that advocated for a friend to cheat on their partner. And if you are around those type of people, you are no better than them. We are 100% products of our environments. You get to choose who you're around at a certain point. Obviously, when we're growing, we don't have that. But it sounds like these are adults. They're in their 20s. OP, you'd probably be better off leaving this toxic relationship. So OP, the best way you can go about this is don't make it long and drawn out. It was your first relationship. We all have had the very first. Here's your first car, your first relationship. There's a litany of firsts that are going to come in your very young life. You're only in your 20s. Understand it was an experience, and it's better to break things off quickly and directly. If it's me, I'm giving you a call, or
if she'll even take the call, because he just wanted to have a conversation with her before this all happened, and she refused.
Very true. If she doesn't want to take the call, Give her the text. Be direct about it, though. It just sounds like it's going to spiral if you keep it going.
I have to second that. Personally, all of this just strikes me so wrong. I've read and seen and been a part of course, relationships where, unfortunately, my male counterpart really sucked. And those are things that you learn and you move from, to see where you have someone who doesn't care about their partner so much that you know that they're grieving. They want to just talk to you on the phone and refuse to just talk to you on the phone about trying to fix what the problem is. And then you find out later that all that she admitted was to just making the profile on Tinder because apparently she was peer pressured by friends. Blaming any kind of incident on your friends shows that you have no accountability, and that no matter what you do in life, you will never hold yourself accountable for your own actions. So don't do that. Your friends don't make you make those choices. You make those choices and you let your friends have that control because you wanted it somewhere deep down inside of you. And that's very twisted that you would try and pawn off your actions on someone else. Another thought, at least on my part, is when she realized what she had done, the diarrhea of texts that just came from her, when apparently she didn't even have time for a conversation because she was going to go to her mom's and she was going to spend time with her friends. And you know what? Screw off OP. It doesn't matter. It just shows that there really is no respect in that relationship. I can't imagine anyone treating each other like that in a relationship. Why would you want to deal with that? Now, there is one point that a Redditor made that I have to bring up because I think it's a really good point. If ROP made a fake profile to scam people, why would they use their own pictures? That just sounds like they just wanted to meet people. Usually when you scam people, you use fake pictures, someone else's. You don't implicate yourself into that whole situation. And I also have to agree to that. And I'll even add to that. Why would anyone want to be with someone that tries to scam people like this? That person just sounds gross.
What's the whole scamming thing? We got together well before dating apps and stuff. So how do you scam someone on a dating app?
It sounds like catfishing.
Okay.
Where you get like whatever you want out of the amusement. But we don't know if it was just for the ha-has, you know, which is honestly, it's really bad in my opinion. You're on the dating scene, and the dating scene, from what I understand, is really rough right now, right? A lot of people are going through things like Hinge and Bumblebee or whatever, and Tinder. And there's like plenty of fish. I've heard of a bunch of different ones, but it's because people are very lonely and they want to find someone that they can connect with. If you're going on these apps to play with people's feelings, you're essentially scamming them out of the prospect of finding someone that they can connect with.
Yeesh, what a interesting way to get your rocks off. Hey, everyone has their thing, I guess. Yeah, they are correct. Why would you want to be with someone that's their form of entertainment? You couldn't have done anything positive into the world that day. Like, you had to be about messing someone else over.
And that's where I think a lot of people get jaded on these apps. Well, let's go on to our last story and see what you think about a kid's coach. Am I overreacting? About to go nuclear over a text my kid's coach sent her? So my male 35, kids, 13 female, coach, 60 plus male, sends messages on a group chat with her and her mother. I think it's weird, and I expressed concern multiple times to my ex to no avail. Well, yesterday, he texted this on the group chat, and I about lost my mind. Called him and screamed about how sick and inappropriate it was. He tried to say it was a joke and he was just trying to show her the color. He's said creepy things in the past, but this is the most bold he's gotten. I'm about to report him to the director of the club and make something happen to prevent this perv from being around a bunch of little girls. I just want to make sure I'm not overreacting because I feel like I just want to off him for trying to take advantage of my kid. So go ahead and pull up the texts.
Okay.
And the first part is, I'm assuming that it's his daughter that says, yes, I will tell you about it. Merry Christmas. I hope you have a good day and get good gifts. Thank you. The coach said, are you having a good meal too? And then sends her a picture of an alcoholic bottle that says kinky pink. And at the bottom, he says, got a shot in my stocking that we all had to do. Thought you would like the name. To a 13-year-old.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say you are definitely not overreacting, OP. The fact that we've kept going in a group text where he has a history of saying questionable things to your 13-year-old daughter is a step too far to begin with. People will tell you who they are. You just have to listen and stop making excuses for them. That's a big issue I think a lot of people are running into today. Very inappropriate. You sent alcohol. That's an alcoholic beverage.
With an innuendo attached to it.
Yeah, there's no like mincing what's going on. And he said, I thought you'd like the name. Why would you think that? Why would you think a 13-year-old would like that name? What have you been talking about with my daughter at whatever practices or games that have been going on? Our son just turned 18 a couple weeks ago.
Happy birthday.
We have had to do a lot of looking out. You have to be careful with your kids. Trust your gut. If something comes up as a warning bell to you, follow it. Yeah, I would report him. I would make sure to get screenshots because who knows how he's been talking to other children. I would email whoever is in charge of whatever programs that he's in and let them know what he's doing because there definitely needs to be some form of investigation on this type of character. Yeah, I'm shocked that I guess the mother is also in this group chat.
Correct.
I'm shocked that the mother is allowing this type of conversation to go on. Because the second that popped over and I saw something like that, what are you talking about with my kid that makes you think that they want to see kinky from a 60-year-old male coaching them? Absolutely not. Protect your kids.
The consensus on Reddit is our OP's not overreacting. Redditors were beyond upset at this. Many who are part of or was part of the educational field came forward saying this needed to be reported. An adult talking to a 13-year-old on implied sexual suggestions as well as alcohol does not need to have access to children at all. Now, our OP did provide us with a small update in the comment section, so let me go ahead and read that now. Our OP says, well, I honestly didn't expect this to blow up like it did, but I appreciate the fury you all feel as I am boiling with rage. I spoke with the director of the club, and it is getting taken care of. I am reporting him to Safe Sports, the regional commission, and the police. I am so beyond done dealing with this type of people. It is impossible for me to respond to everyone, but really, thank you for the support. With such blind rage that I felt, I didn't want to unleash my fury unnecessarily. It has been unleashed, and nothing short of him being fired and removed from the program and being around kids will stop me. If something crazy happens, I'll update y'all. I meet with the director on Tuesday. Edit. To clarify, meeting Tuesday because we are out of town on Christmas vacation. Otherwise, this would have been dealt with today. I'm going to enjoy my time with my kiddo and then deal with this nightmare when I get back.
That's all you can do. Don't let those type of things affect your mood in the moment, especially when you have a due date, right? The Tuesday, don't do that. The kids will feel it. So at least he's coming at it from the right point of view. But yeah, at least he's moving in the right direction. Get this person away from kids.
I agree. I'm surprised that someone who is older would think that this is okay or innocent. Can you imagine that there's this random stranger who thinks that it's okay to make these innuendos with children? I cannot. And to me, it shows that there is no shame there. It's fine. Do it with your friends. Do it with adults your age. Don't do it with children. Just stay away from kids, man.
That's all. Well, was that our last story?
That was our last story.
Well, I'm happy there is action being taken and we're not just pushing that thing under the rug.
I agree.
People need to be held for their actions.
100%.
I guess that's a good way to end off.
Starting the new year with a bang for us.
2025.
2025.
Well, as our stories come to a close, don't forget, you see in the world what you carry in your heart.
If you've enjoyed listening to us read and talk about today's stories, please rate, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content. We will be regularly posting once a week because we have a little one coming. We got to make time for everything. We are still doing our Damas After Dark, also once a week. Got to make time for a little one. I would just like to say thank you to all of our Patreons for your continued support.
Yes, we love and appreciate every single one of y'all.
And I hope you guys like the Christmas cards.
Yeah. We got some Christmas cards back from some of you, and they were also amazing. Thank
They
you so
were
much.
amazing. I loved them.
And as always, listeners, we look forward to hearing your opinions in the comments below. What did you think about the stories today? And let's see, any life updates? The holidays this year have been hectic and
So rough.
not as easy as we had hoped.
We got sick.
Yeah, we got a pretty bad cold. Yeah, we almost lost Voyce's mom over the holiday. So it's been a trying time.
I am so happy that she is doing way better. Although that road to recovery is going to be pretty long. I think what makes it rough is the fact that we can't travel there because we're so far and I'm so late in the pregnancy.
We're very high risk. So we have to play it by what our OBs and our health professionals tell us we can do. And so it all kind of culminated in this one big mess ball during right before the holidays kicked off right before Christmas.
Yeah, because we got sick just before Christmas. And then just before New Year's, we get the call from the hospital. And then emotions just everywhere, feeling miserable. Because for me, the fact was I couldn't travel there simply because I'm so late in pregnancy. And then I'm also sick. The last thing you want to do is visit someone sick at a hospital.
So that was our holidays this year. Although the good thing is Voice's mother is doing better and on her road to recovery.
We lost the family dog.
And oh God. Yeah. And then unfortunately, Voice's longtime dog that she had when she was younger.
15. When I was 15, this little dog waltzed into our lives right up to the garage door. And we've had our dog forever. It's like 20 plus years this little dog was alive.
That dog may have been around for 25, 30 years. They don't know its exact age, but yeah, he's a longtime family member. And unfortunately, he passed away as well right after Voice's mother goes into the hospital. So it's just been one thing after the next for some reason.
I must say, 2024 tried to kick us, but at least my mom is getting better, and I'm really happy about that. We're over the cold, although I still feel like I'm a little stuffy. But I'm strong. Our little baby's strong. When it comes to the baby updates, man, she kicks the absolute bejesus out of me.
Yeah, so we have to go in every week now to do the heartbeat monitoring. And she gets to the sensor, and I don't know if she's uncomfortable or she feels it, but you will hear her boop it. And for I guess the first one or two visits, they had to really strap Voice down to the chair to make sure that they put enough pressure for the sensor to keep a hold of our baby,
because
she'll kick it and it'll move.
And then on top of that, it'll drop the sensor. It's just too funny.
She's ready.
Oh, she's definitely ready. She's gonna be a little ball that bounces all over the place.
We're ready for her. It's been a long couple weeks, but we're happy to be back. We're probably only going to be doing an episode or two before we take our hiatus once the baby is born. But yeah, we're going to enjoy these next couple weeks with you guys, and then we'll go from there.
We will go from there.
But yeah, we're excited. We're going into the new year. The baby's on the way.
So share with us anything that happened with you that you'd love to share with us.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the in between. As you've heard it from us, we've had a bunch of the bad, a bunch of good, and everything in between. Life is just life.
Yes, that's for sure. And remember, if you post it, maybe we'll see it on the internet. Have a good rest of your week, y'all.
Yes. Love y'all. Mwah!